Hi everyone. All right, today's reading was actually requested by someone. So this is a message from your mother who has passed. So let's get started. I hear that I want to do a little sage clearing again today with starting this one. So this is the mother's spirit, okay? So people's mothers want to connect with them and they want to connect with their mothers. So we're just clearing the cards. I'm not sure exactly why, but I hear to do it, so I'm doing it. And do I clear that deck too? That deck's going to be my clarifying deck today, so we're going to clear all of that up. Okay, we'll put this over here. Let it do its thing. All right, I'm going to open the energy and let you pick your pile. We're going to use these tarot and see what happens. Here we go. All right, if you haven't picked your pile yet, you can pause your video and do so. I'm going to get started though, and I was guided to get a couple of other oracle decks as well to use today in the reading with you guys, but we're going to start with the tarot cards. So this is pile group number one, okay, group number one, and this is your mother who has passed, okay? So this is if your mother has passed. There's I mean, it could be other people might receive this message from others in other ways, but the request was to let the mother's voice come through. Okay, so let's see what happens here. All right, my pile number one. We're going to cut the cards. Here we go. And we're going to see what the first card is. Okay. You're feeling drained. Your mother is recognizing that you feel emotionally and spiritually drained. Okay, so this could be because of her passing. This could be because of whatever else is going on in your life. But she's recognizing the emotional and spiritual drain, okay, that you're feeling. Let's see what else she wants to say to you about that. What does she want to say to you about that? Okay. They want me to go to the spirit messages, so she has a message for you about that. Let's see what she wants to say to you about that, okay? All right, cut the cards. What is your mother's message to you about being emotionally and spiritually drained? Hope. Okay. Your loved one in the spirit world, your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. Okay, so she wants to bring you hope. That's why the mother's voice was requested, to have the mother speak and let the mother's voice come through for you guys. And so that's the first thing. She wants you to have hope. She's reaching out to you. She's reaching out to you. That's why, you know, she sees that you're at a low point emotionally and spiritually, and she wants you to have hope, okay? Forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. So forgiveness is letting go of the anger and resentment towards something, okay? So holding on to anger and resentment is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. The way to move through that is by forgiving, letting go of the anger and resentment toward whatever it is that you're holding anger and resentment toward. Again, this could be your mother's passing that you're holding anger and resentment toward. It could be something that happened in life when your mother was alive. It could be something that's happening with you right now, but whatever it is, she's guiding you to have hope and to forgive, okay? And we're going to get one more for you guys. I feel like this one's going to pop out, and there it goes. Dream talk. She's trying to reach you through your dreams, okay? Your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. So she's reaching out to you through your dreams. She wants you to listen, to pay attention. She's trying to reach you. So if you're wanting to connect with her, which I assume you are if you're watching this video, one of the ways you can do that is allowing your dreams. Try to remember your dreams. If you don't easily remember your dreams, you can get the crystal howlite and put it under your pillow or near your bed, and that they say helps you with remembering your dreams if you don't remember them right now. Okay, so that's a little bit of guidance for that. All right, now the rose cards. The rose cards. The rose is very much associated with mother energy, the divine mother energy. We have a card that doesn't need to be in there. Let's see what the rose cards want to say to you. Which wants to say to you, your mother, through the rose cards. Okay, is it going to pop out, or are we going to cut? We're going to cut these cards. Okay, here we go. Cutting. All right. Trust the seasons. Embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. Okay, so for some of you, it's really about the loss of your mother that you're struggling with here, which makes sense, obviously, if you're having this reading and coming to this reading. So I'm going to read this Trust the Seasons card, which she wants to say to you about, trusting the seasons. Cycles of life, transition, and growth. Okay, so let's see what this deck says, this oracle deck. I mean, the message is quite clear just with those words, but let's see. Our disconnection from the earth and her seasons leads us to believe that we should be in full bloom all year round, that we should grow without leaving space to cut back. When we focus on the never-ending bloom, we forget the importance of all life spaces. Oh, yeah. So it's okay for you to be in this phase. She wants you to forgive yourself for being in this phase as well, okay? Forgive yourself for being drained, being, angry, being resentful, whatever it is. You're in that phase right now. It's okay, okay? That's just a season. We're not always in full bloom. Sometimes, we have to get cut back, right? The rose, like all of nature, teaches us this every day. She's forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing seasons in the ever-changing world. We're not meant to stay the same. Relationships aren't meant to stay the same. Life isn't meant to stay the same. Nothing on this planet is meant to stay the same. The seasons teach us that. Night and day teach us that. Time and age teach us that. Birth and death teach us that. We may return to a place, a person, but things won't be exactly as they were, for everything and everyone is forever changing. Nothing is static. The more we try to control things and keep them the same, the further away from the flow of life and ourselves we get. Change can be scary, for it means surrendering to the unknown of being in the in-between, to being not who you were and not quite who you'll become. It requires a trust in the transformation, in the death in order for the rebirth to occur, and a deep reverence for all of the seasons of our lives. The more we resist change, the further away we are from who we're becoming. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature and are forever becoming. Okay, so if you've lost your mother, that's a huge change in your life, clearly. Right? But she's asking you to surrender. So this is beautiful. She's saying, have hope, forgive, surrender to the impermanence of all, okay? Everything is changing, growing, expanding, but at the same time, there's this rest period. There is time when, when we're not always blooming, we're not always thriving, okay? There are times when we're not blooming and thriving, and that's okay too. That will pass, and the blooming time will come. It's like the seasons, right? Like this card says, trust the seasons, okay? And she's trying to reach you through your dreams. So again, if you don't remember your dreams easily, get the crystal howlite. That will help you. And then there's one last card she wants to share with you. And this is the Star Tarot deck. It's quite a unique deck. Let's see. There we go. Three of Pentacles. So you will be successful, okay? You will be successful. You will, yeah. Typically that means successful through collaboration with others, but this deck, as I said, is very unique. It has very specific meanings. So when we use this deck, we have to go to the book. Finding your true work. That's what this is about. Finding your true work. The Three of Pentacles brings the power of creativity to a higher level. It signals a time when you are channeling divine inspiration into your life's work. You are experiencing a creative high point in your life where innovative ideas and aha moments emerge. The Three of Pentacles symbolizes the inventive, creative mind, expanding energy into tangible forms, bringing advancement and fulfillment to the self and others. The key to the Three of Pentacles is being committed to your goal by planning, preparing, and focusing on improving your skills. The gift of the Three of Pentacles is discovering your true work. Okay? What I'm getting from this as I read that is that your mother's passing, and everything that you're experiencing because of your mother's passing is to bring you to a place of finding your true work in this world, whatever that work is. And it may be paid work, it may not be. But connecting you with the spirit world, connecting you with your soul purpose, connecting you with your higher self, connecting you with the work that you are here to do, to be successful at that. So sometimes, unfortunately, that only comes to us after we've experienced a major loss, like you have, if you've lost your mother, which I assume you have, if you're watching this reading. So that's her message for you. I hope that brings you some clarity. I hope it brings you some peace. I hope you know she loves you. And I hope that you have a better day today than maybe you've been having thus far. All right? You guys go have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. All right. My second group here. So this is your mother's voice. This is your mother's spirit coming through, okay? Let's see what she has to say today. It's a very gentle reading. You might notice I'm speaking in a very quiet voice. Some of you may have to turn up the volume, okay? Because it's just how it's coming. The Ten of Wands. Okay, this is about burdens. There's some sort of burden that she wants to address. Okay, somehow. And I would normally say it's about letting go of any burdens you're feeling. But that's not quite what she wants to say, I hear. So is there something burdening you? There's something that's overwhelming you. Something that has taken over your mind and your body. It's a stressful situation. You may be feeling a strain from a relationship, a job, or another personal matter. All right. So, what does she want to tell you about that? Okay? What does she want to tell you about that? Well, she has some messages for you from the Spirit Message deck. Okay. There's two right away. One's relationships. Okay. So yeah, this is, you guys there's a burdensome relationship for you guys, something that you're struggling with in a relationship. First, she says, believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all who you are is the power of your belief. So maybe this relationship, the burdensome relationship, is something that's causing you to maybe not believe in yourself. You know, it's difficult when we're in relationships with people who don't believe in us to believe in ourselves. So the next card is relationships. Relationships are just mirror images of your own life, how you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. Okay, so this relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. It's showing you, if you're struggling, if someone's not believing in you, or maybe they're, what happens to a lot of us when we've experienced the loss of a past loved one, or the loss of a loved one, and we start to believe in the afterlife and in the spirit world and in all kinds of things. A lot of people tell us that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. You know, they want us to prove it. They want us to, you know, they're like, do you really believe it? They challenge your belief or whatever. That's you. That's you. They're mirroring you. They're showing you that you still have doubts around it. And, you know, so it's okay. You're just showing yourself your own doubts. This relationship is just a vessel to show you your own doubts. So forgive that, forgive them, and you'll be okay, okay? Caregiver. Okay, so maybe some of you were a caregiver for your mother as they passed. Or maybe you're in that position now, I don't know. But it says, we are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care and love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. So she wants to remind you that you have to take care of yourself, okay? So if you're taking care of someone else, maybe there's a relationship and maybe that's the burden, you're taking care of someone else. But you've got to take care of yourself. You've got to believe in yourself, okay? If you're taking care of someone and they're kind of at this difficult place in their life, you know, maybe they're showing you that you need to take better care of yourself. Maybe that's the message in that relationship, okay? So, but yeah, believe in yourself, okay? Believe in yourself. Above all is the power of your belief. Above all, who you are is the power of your belief. The difference between success over failure is the power of your belief. So it doesn't matter who you are, is what this card is saying. It's about your belief. Your belief determines what's possible and impossible for you. Okay? These are the rose cards. So she has a message with the rose cards for you. Held. So she's holding you. You're being held by the divine. She's telling you this. Look at this beautiful card. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. So if this is a difficult time for you, which I'm sure it is, that's part of why you're coming to this reading, right, is you're having a difficult time. You're being held by the divine, by your mother and the divine, okay? So we're going to read straight from this book because it's a very specific thing. When times are turbulent, to keep ourselves steady, we need something to hold on to. When things are crumbling around us, we must find something we can count on that won't budge. Deep roots to hold us steady when the winds of change come blowing. A supportive community around us. When we leave home, we must find something to hold us. When our lover leaves, we must find something to hold us. When the job ends, we must find something to hold us. When our parents die, we must find something to hold us. When we think there's nothing holding us, it's an invitation to find new supportive ground. This is where we can discover the sureness of the soil, the holding of the roots, and reach out to our community for extra holding. We were never meant to grow on this earth alone. Sometimes life rips from us what we cling to the most, or perhaps we cling to it for we can feel the cycles of change coming. Yet in the darkness of our longest, darkest night, we discover that it's in the empty spaces that we can be reached and held the most. It's in these that we discover a holding that we didn't know before. And we discover that what we thought was a tomb is actually a womb. You're being called to trust that the Great Mother has got you. To trust in the sureness of her soil. To trust the process of what's unfolding and that you're not going through this alone. All right. I think there's nothing to add to that. That was the message. It's been delivered and received, I hear. So now there's one more card to come for you. And it's these cards. These are the Star Tarot cards. Again, a very specific deck. With specific messages. Am I cutting or am I... No, we're waiting for it to pop out. Okay. This is a kind of an awkward deck to shuffle. So, oh, there we go. That's the one. Okay. Oh, look at that. The Sun card. She's telling you, believe. It's all going to be all right. It's all going to be all right, okay? You're going to be okay. The sun will come up again tomorrow, right? The sun will come up tomorrow. However that song goes, the sun will shine. You know, the sun always rises. You know, even if we can't see it, even if the clouds are hiding it, the sun is there behind them. All right, so this is beautiful. Joy, vitality, renewal are the words that go along with the sun, okay? The sun symbolizes the divine marriage of the self with God, the creator. So like I said, sometimes, you know, I think I said it into the first group, a mother's passing or a loved one's passing connects you to the divine. And that's kind of the only way, right? It's the only way that you start to believe, right? And so, unfortunately, sometimes that is how this marriage between the self and between the divine marriage of the self and the creator, God, the universe, the spirit world, whatever you want to call it, happens. Okay, so when the sun is shining, everything becomes simple and joyous. The sun feeds our life force. It makes us feel better. The warmth of the sun nourishes and heals our souls and bodies. It brings a renewed feeling of light to life. The sun is constant, rising every day, bringing new light and new opportunities. The sun symbolizes knowledge filled with light, love, and wisdom. It integrates the opposite poles of light and dark, balancing and blending the consciousness and the subconscious. The Chinese symbol of this experience is yin-yang, feminine and masculine energies. The symbol of inner peace that stops your soul seeks, that inner peace that your soul seeks. This balance brings peace and restlessness, and the questioning stops. As your soul begins to shine outwardly, inherent joy within connects with the light of God, bringing you fulfillment and happiness. Even if we remain closed in, the constant light of God, Creator, is endlessly sending golden, healing, and enlightening rays that filter through those boarded up inner windows. The sun liberates blocked energy that is locked inside. This experience is transformative and healing. There is no fear. You have faith in yourself and in God, Creator, Source, Universe, Spirit, whatever you want to call it. Faith can transform your inner world, which then transform your outer world. That's why she's saying believe, okay? Believe. Believe. That is her message for you, and I hear that's it. You know, and if people are challenging your beliefs, it's just because you are challenging, okay? They're recognizing the caregiver that you are. They want you to take care of yourself. They want you to know that you have a new opportunity to be held in a different way by the divine and by your community, a new community perhaps, if these ones are not, you know, you might sometimes, 10 is the end of something and the beginning of something. And sometimes, and it's transformation, right? Wands is transformation as well. So, so sometimes you have to let things go, you know, in order to move into a new space. And your mother is communicating that to you. All right? I hope that makes sense to you. I hope it brings you some peace. I hope it helps you. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. That's your message. Bye-bye now. All right, group number 3, Mother. Mother messages from your mother. I'm speaking quite softly and gently, so you might have to turn the volume up. My apologies if it's hard to hear. But that's just how it is. Is it both cards? This one first. Okay. Together. Okay, 11. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just asking, are these meant to be upright or reversed? So is this meant to be upright? Yes. Is this meant to be upright? Yes. Is this upright? No. I think this is upright. Yeah. Okay. So they came out reversed, but then I felt they were meant to be upright. And then I didn't even know if that was upright or reversed, to be honest. So it's 11. 11, psychic intuitive. Okay, psychic intuitive unity number. You know, the unifying number, unifying the divine and the physical. That's the psychic intuitive. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands, which is opportunities for transformation. We have the Ace of Swords, which is opportunities for clarity. Okay, and focus. So clarity and focus. And then we have the Ace of Wands here, but we also have the Strength card, which is, understanding that your strength comes through love and compassion, and surrendering and allowing, versus dominance. Okay? So this is the message, the main message that your mother is sending you, is that what I hear is you have a psychic intuitive ability. Okay, you can tap into, you can connect with her. It's the unifying, love is the bridge, they say, You have an opportunity here to transform something, your life, whatever, to transform. You're strong. You have the strength to do it, okay? And you have an opportunity to see more clearly, to feel more clearly, to know more clearly, to understand more clearly. You have an opportunity to open up to your psychic intuitive self if you haven't already, completely. And you are strong. You are strong, okay? You can do this. That's what I'm hearing. And you are compassionate and loving, and you're strong enough to surrender to it, is what I'm hearing. And to allow yourself and to allow all, okay? So what she wants to say about that is going to come out in these spirit messages, and this card wants to come out, so we're going to let it come out. And look at this, have fun. Okay, that's an important message, because when you're doing the psychic intuitive stuff and the healing stuff and all of this stuff, especially when you're just starting out, it can get really heavy. It can get really heavy, especially when you've lost your mother, okay, or anybody. It can become very, very heavy, right? So she wants to remind you to have fun. Have fun. Stop. When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly, something totally unlike you, something just for the joy of it? It's long overdue for you to let go of your analytical mind and give yourself and your soul permission to have fun. And that's important, because the analytical mind is not the psychic intuitive mind, that's for sure. Okay? So she wants you to have fun. And that's an important part of opening up your psychic intuitiveness as well, is to have fun. Like I said, we get so heavy and people can get very analytical about healing work and this kind of work, and it should be fun, okay? And okay, so I have to address this. When I used the word fun one time in another reading that had to do with past loved ones, and someone it bothered them, and I understand why it bothered them. So I hope that the word fun isn't bothering any of you guys. It's coming directly from your mother, not from me. This should be fun. Your life should be fun. Your work should be fun. If you're doing the healing work, if you're doing the psychic intuitive work, if you're doing all of that, it doesn't have to be so heavy. It doesn't have to be so burdensome, which is what the last group was dealing with, some burdensome stuff. It can be fun, okay? And she wants you to have fun, okay? Maybe your mother was very fun, and she wants to remind you of that. Like, was that you and your mother? Look. Oh, that brought tears to my eyes, actually, so for some of you, maybe that did too. All right, and look, look again, these images, okay? A child's love. The love between parent and child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as part of us, And from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts. She's saying you're still with her. You're still with her, okay? And that's why there's such a strong connection. Use that connection. Use that. I said love is the bridge, right? Didn't I say that earlier? Love is the bridge. Your love is the bridge, okay? You can connect with her like you're doing right now today. Okay, that one that one was a little rambunctious. Let's put things back in order a little bit here. That one really flew out. Oh, good. Look at that. Intuitive nudges. So she wants you to get this message that flew out. Look at that. Intuition is the language of the soul. It's psychic intuitive. You have it. You have that ability. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit. Oh, this message couldn't be more perfect, right? Okay, so have fun. It's important for you to have fun. Don't get too heavy because the heaviness, and I mean, I'm not telling you, like, obviously, if you've lost your mother, there's going to be some heaviness and some heartache and some stress and all of that. But it's easiest for them to connect with you when you're feeling a little lighter, okay? So try to have some fun. Your love is the bridge. Maybe try to do things that you did with her as a child that were fun. Because look at these images. They're so powerful, right? And then pay attention to the intuitive nudges. It's the language of the soul. It's how she's speaking to you now, okay? She wants you to know that. Now these are the rose cards. Let's see what her message is using these cards. All right. Wow. Healing the mother line. Healing ancestral work, mother line growing up. This to me says, I don't know if this other card is, this other card, I'm just going to, it's kind of supporting this, and it goes back to the strength card, compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, grace, the mystic rose. So we have two cards here. That one is supporting this one. This is the main card I'm hearing. Healing the mother line. Your mother line probably has some psychic intuitive stuff in it, okay? So healing the mother line. That's why she's pointing you in this direction. Okay, I'm going to read what the book says about this card, but it's very strong that she wants you to help heal the mother line, the intuitive, the psychic intuitive aspects, the feminine, the divine feminine. So the mystic rose is the first one that I'm seeing here, and it's the supporting one. So I'm going to look at that and see what wants to come from that first, because it showed itself right away in the book. So let's see what it wants to say here. Yeah, the rose was a symbol of the goddesses of old, so it's no wonder that when Christianity absorbed large parts of the indigenous Celtic traditions in Europe, the mother goddess, Mother Mary, became associated with the rose. Perhaps the reason Mary is so beloved is because she was the only mother goddess who could be worshipped safely, and as such carries with her the devotion and yearning of all those who long to worship the goddess in the feminine form. Okay, so this is healing the mother, the goddess energy, right? The mother line, the feminine, aspect of ourselves and of humanity. And yeah. So Mary's connection with the rose is seen in some of her titles, including Rosa Mystica, which is the mystic rose, and the rose without thorns. Like those of the pagan goddesses before her, the processions that honored Mary involved walking on rose petals. The church altered the stories of goddesses past, including those that featured roses, such as Aphrodite turning the white rose red with her blood, putting Mary in the goddess's place. Churches were erected all over Europe and beyond, in many cases on the site of Celtic temples and places of goddess worship. Many had beautiful rose windows in the west, the direction of the feminine, in dedication to Mary, Mother of the Rose. This is a card of compassion, devotion, and grace. It encourages us to soften toward humanity and to endeavor to see the world and even those who have hurt us with understanding, an open heart, and deep humility. That's that strength, okay? To see that we all carry hurt and are wounded. We have all experienced a severing. Mother Mary is inviting you to open your heart to humanity when you most want to close it, okay? So healing the mother line, and we associate the divine mother with that unconditional love, with that surrendering, with that forgiveness, with that receiving of all. And that's what she wants you to heal. And it's part of that psychic intuitiveness. You have to be willing to receive all, right? So she's calling you, your mother is calling you to heal this, okay? Within yourself and within the world. That's what I'm hearing. Now let's see what this card says. We're living in a time of complex healing, especially when it comes to the mother line. Collectively, we're facing the intergenerational trauma that colonialism and patriarchy have imprinted on us. So many born to mothers who were not mothered themselves. It's time to mend the chain. So many of our ancestral lines have experienced brutal persecution and separation from the sacred feminine. We've been starved of the great mother's unwavering embrace and instead told to look only to the male god in the sky. So many were not taught to see the sacred in all things and the feminine in all. Her stages, in all her stages, as sacred, powerful, and holy. This way of living has gone on for too long, and we're all being called to heal it on behalf of our ancestors, past and emerging. Healing is possible. It may not be straightforward or easy, but it is possible. It can be felt forward and backward. Your ancestors, past and future, are singing with you. It's time to release our mothers all the way back for what they may not have been able to give. To find a way to cultivate the loving mother within, to treat ourselves with the same deep reverence, adoration, understanding, and compassion that we longed for all along. You can be that for yourself today. You can meet yourself where others could not. And as you do, future ancestors will bless you for finding the courage to release and heal deep. There's they call it a transmission in this book. I reach all the way back to the original mother, and I set all the mothers and myself free. This is beautiful. This is such a beautiful message from your mother. So she's calling you to be part of this, okay? And I just saw 11 on the clock. So interesting, because we have the 11, and that's the psychic intuitive, which is, associated with the divine feminine and the divine mother and all of that stuff. So we have the strength card, which is associated with all of that as well. So very much she's calling you to do this, okay? And now, look at that. This is the tarot, the Star Tarot cards, which are very unique as well. We often read from the book. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords here. So this is, the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Cups represents the divine, loving, mother, the unconditional loving and all of that. The Queen of Swords represents the powerful, the mind, like the knowing, right? Having the knowing and the ambition. So like this is said, we've been living in a society where maybe sometimes women were taught, especially in your mother's time, maybe, and your grandmother's time, and, certainly for several centuries, I'm going to say, maybe more, I don't know, women were, the feminine was not meant to be strategic or to they couldn't even, still in this world, some of them can't go to school and expand their mind and be seen as the strategic ambition human beings that we are, just because you were feminine. So I'm just getting to the Queen of Swords in here. She's eluding me right now. Finding all kinds of the other ones. The queens are hiding from me. My gosh, what is going on here? Okay. The Knight. Okay. The Queen. Here we go. I found the queens in this book. It's weird because this book is organized by the, not by the suits, but by the numbers and then the roles. All right, we found her. Perception and truth. She's the goddess of air. Okay, Queen of Swords. She's the celestial queen channeling pure divine thought and truth. So this 11, right? This, look at this, her crown's open. So she is the queen, the celestial queen channeling pure divine thought and truth. She symbolizes the mother goddess of purity, light, and divine wisdom. She embodies the elements of water and air by balancing and integrating fluid feminine intuitive wisdom with the airy divine intellect. So the intuitive wisdom with the divine intellect. Like I said, so her intellect, okay, let me go back. She expands the energies into intuitive wisdom. Her intellect and perception make her a leader of authenticity and justice for humanity. You're being called to be the Queen of Swords that you are, that we all are. Okay? Gracious and just, she approaches all situations in life prepared with focused authority. The Queen of Swords is independent and confident. With a photographic memory for details, she symbolizes the ultimate problem solver. The Queen does not recognize excuses or justifications. As a warrior of truth and honesty, she does not tolerate false perceptions in herself or others. She thinks ahead, makes a plan, communicates it, and takes action. With a precise mind and strong will, she cuts through confusion, fear, and doubt. Okay. Some may find her stern and intimidating. She's the least emotional of the four queens. The Queen of Swords shares the element of water with her sister queens, but her strong mind, the element of air, fights the feelings of the heart, water. She has experienced deception, loss, sorrow, and life's hard knocks. Her independent, brilliant mind helped her survive her travels through the lessons of the suit of the swords. Rather than become a victim, the Queen worked hard through her challenges. Through her difficulties, she has become wise and powerful. Her struggles and misfortune have made her a woman to reckon with. In her journey through the suits of swords, she suppressed her emotions, not wanting to expose her heart. As a result, she is more confident conducting herself through her intellect, viewing emotions as a weakness. Her challenge is keeping her mind and her heart in balance, giving both equal respect. This is where the strength card comes in, okay? The compassion, the strength through your compassion and not your dominance, okay? Remember, she needs to recognize that her keen perception comes from her intuitive abilities. This noble queen needs to mend that bridge to come into her full power and potential, okay? She's a powerful source, and when she arrives in your life, get ready for transformation. And that's what the opportunity for transformation here in the Ace of Wands was talking about. You will be asked to be clear about the path you've taken. Are you following your Dharma? What distractions are you allowing to misguide you? Her lesson is to be very clear. This is the opportunity for clarity, right? And focus. Her lesson is to be very clear, honest, and forthright about your choices. Discover your power by facing and removing blocks and fears that hold you back from your truth and free will. Okay? Truth is a transformative energy that brings you to the threshold portal of any challenge, demanding you cut through any belief systems or patterns that fog the mind and block the heart. The Queen of Swords awakens the sacred warrior of clarity and truth within you. Okay? Which is what you have an opportunity to do here. Cutting away the blocks that shadow your inner light and strength. She brings you wisdom and healing. What a beautiful message. So your mother is calling you to heal the mother line. She's calling you to engage your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, your strength through compassion and allowing the free will of others as well as your own, but to also use your intellect and your experience and your wisdom that comes from, living. And but she doesn't want it to be all heavy, because this is getting heavy really fast. So have fun, okay? Remember, you're a part of her, she's a part of you. Have fun and pay attention to those intuitive nudges she's giving you. All right, I hope that helps you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you connect with your mother on a deep, deep level in some way. Okay, bye-bye.